Hatsy and I'm back with a speed build, and today we're going to be doing an autumn inspired house. So I really wanted to do one of these after creating the autumn inspired couple. I thought it would be really cute to make them a little house, so we got to see them. How amazing is that? We actually got to see them in gameplay, and hey, I may use them, but they are on the Sims 4 gallery if you want to get them as well. And if you want to see the creator sim, then go ahead, because it's on the channel. You can find it really easily. So the inspiration that I took from this house was to pretty much just do a suburban kind of home, but colour it in like autumny colours, because honestly when I typed in autumn house, it just looked like a suburban house but in autumn. That's it really. You know, like houses don't change just for a specific season, apart from Christmas, to be fair, because all the Christmas lights, houses can look a little bit different, so I guess there's that. But I'm happy with this, how it turned out. It's not going to be for everybody. Maybe it's not for me, but I like it because it's different, and it showed that I was coming out of my comfort zone, and the interior is really traditional, which I do like, but it's just very traditional and very home-like. Yeah, so you'll see when it does come to it. It's a long build. I actually have a lot of stuff to talk about. And I wanted to address my internet situation because this is exciting news. So if you've been around for a little while, you'll know that my internet's terrible, which is a big thing if you're a YouTuber. I'm sorry, it is. It is massive. Like, I've complained several times to as many people as I can. But basically what happened was, a little recap. I had bad internet when I moved in. And it was pretty bad because I did get lied to, unfortunately. The lady that showed us around the house promised, and she said, yeah, the internet's really good here. And it doesn't even matter because we don't have fibre internet, but we're going to have it really soon, like within the next 6 months. But even without it, you can upload videos and you can do all that. But she lied, like you actually can't do that. So when we arrived to a very nasty surprise of a 0.03 upload rate internet speed. Which, to put that into perspective, for a video like mine, okay, so compressed for around 1 gigabyte, that would take me probably 8 to 10 hours overnight. But uncompressed, I'd be looking at a few days to upload just one video, and that was before like I knew about compression. So that was what I had to do. Like when I first moved in, it was horrible. And then what happened was I became aware of compression. So that's good. But it's still not fixed because it basically means that even if I upload a video, I have to wait until everyone's off the internet because I can't do anything in the meantime. So that's annoying. And it's been like that for a good year now and nothing's been done. So anyway, I created a petition and BT really didn't like the petition. So the CEO got in touch with me and said, hey, don't worry, we're going to fix it. And you're going to have good internet from July to September. That is when we're going to promise that we're going to install BT fibre to your area. So I was really excited about that, but it turned out to be an utter lie. Thanks, BT. No, I'm sorry, I'm very dramatic. It may have been problems on their side or something, but I do like to be a bit sassy with this sort of stuff because it's annoying, right? It's annoying to get promised something and then it didn't come, but anyway, whatever. So I gave him a friendly message and I said, hey, what's going on with the internet? Because it's now like October and I haven't heard anything. So apparently by the end of this month, I'm going to have good internet, which means more videos. So that's going to be pretty good if you do watch me. If you don't watch me and you don't want more videos, then that's not very good. And you probably shouldn't be looking forward to that. And to be fair, if you don't like my videos, why are you still watching? Just why? What's going on? Anyway. Back to the build briefly. So at this point, I was putting in some different colours of windows. Wow, how interesting. What an interesting thing. No, this is why I don't talk about the build too much. I mean, what is to say about windows, really? I can say we get a lot of choices, and I'm really excited because we're getting some really cool windows coming out. Can I say that? I don't know if I can say, well, yeah, I've said it. It's too late. Too late to say it back. In my opinion, we're getting some really cool windows in the future with a certain expansion pack. It's going to be amazing. I think I can say that. But yeah, I'm just not allowed to show images because I can't. I don't even have any window images. Who does that? Who trials a new expansion pack and goes and like screenshots the windows? I have no idea. There'll be one person somewhere. I am trying to be as positive as I can. I had some bad news this week, and this has probably been like one of the most positive voiceovers I've done for a while because I'm trying to keep it positive. So the last couple of weeks has been pretty tough, and to talk about this in a way that I'm not giving anything out or anything or saying anything or offending anyone. If you've watched like my other videos, you may know that a couple have disappeared. A few that have been mentioning a person that shall not be named, a little bit like Voldemort, okay, in that way that we can't say the name. Yeah, so I was really open and honest, and I gave the truth to the situations that I've been through with this person that was particularly horrific to me. And anyway, they found the videos because apparently they're a snooper. I didn't know this. Yeah. So they've been snooping on the channel and they found them and they're not happy. So I've taken them down, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be talking about them in the future. And I'll probably talk about what's exactly happened in the future just while it's all cooled down a bit. So yeah, I'm just like even more mad now. And I'm really sorry if you're new and you don't understand anything of what I've just said, because that's going to be really confusing as well. But yeah, sorry, apologies. That's something that long-term peoples will know, because it's a confusing situation. Anyway, so talking about something that is exciting is the fact that it's a homely house. So it's supposed to look like a family-friendly house. So it's really great for a family, and it's supposed to be a really cute little home. Also, I am using the autumn mod. If you want to get that, I will link it below. I do in every video. I am like the biggest promoter for the autumn mods ever. I swear, every video I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, go and check out this autumn mod. You'd think I made it. That's the thing, how much I promote it. It's mad. I do that a lot. Things that I really like, I promote a lot. And that's good though. That's why I don't do a lot of sponsorships. Being completely open and honest with that. I could massively take advantage with sponsorships, but I don't, because I don't like to over promote stuff to you all. And if I'm not using that thing, or if I don't like it, then I'm not going to do it. So yeah, I only do sponsorships and stuff off companies if I'm really invested into their product. And if I am, then I'm probably going to mention it in other videos, like, oh, by the way, I did this sponsorship one time and I'm really proud of it. Like this thing, okay, I'm a voiceover in this new game. This is really cool. So it's called Vine Wing, and I haven't played it yet, but I'm thinking of doing like a let's play on the channel with it, because that would be really cool, because I'm actually voiceovering a little character. The character looks like a little mushroom thing, and it's adorable. It's like a really early version of Zelda, you know, like Zelda on the Wii, something like that. Yeah, so I'm a little voiceover. And I had to do all these noises for it, like, ouch, stop it, like, leave me alone, and stuff like that. So it's funny because my character's just really a little bit aggressive. I like that. It sums up me. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not. But if somebody whacked me, I'd probably say, ow, stop it, which is funny because that happened a couple of weeks ago, and that's probably what I said. Ow, stop it. I didn't react or anything because I'm a nice person like that. Anyway, so I was really focusing on the ivy of the build, and I was trying to like mix up the colours with that. So what I love is the fact that with the vampire pack, a lot of the ivy colours are all different and you can mix them together and it looks good. I'm happy with that, to be fair. The house is very brown looking. Maybe I should have used brick, but let me know what you think. If you like when I use wood as opposed to brick, is that even a big deal? I'm probably gonna get this one person that's like, excuse me, I got so offended at the fact that you didn't use brick. How dare you? How dare you? Wow, that is just the worst offense ever. No, it's really not. I've done so much worse. I'm trying to think, what's the most offensive thing I've ever done in terms of YouTube? Probably just go into like too much detail with things, probably just like a bit of TMI. That's probably the worst thing I've ever done on YouTube. I wouldn't say I'm a bad person. Or to be fair, sometimes like I'll do a machinima and it will get like negative responses off some. But that is because it's a difference in opinion, you know, everyone's gonna have a different opinion on things, and that's fine. You can. That's why it's great, because we can all talk about it and stuff, and that's good. So, really weird, but this build reminded me of a teacher that used to teach me at school, and she was actually my favourite teacher ever. So she was really artsy and creative, and I remember that her favourite season was autumn, and she showed me some pictures of her house once. This was a bit strange, like we were very good friends. And I was about in year 6 when this was happening. But she was amazing. And yeah, she showed me some pictures of the house and it was like very autumny. So I guess like in a way I was kind of thinking about that whilst I was creating this. But yeah, she was great. She was really bohemian as well. Is that the word? Probably. But I remember she came in one day into class and she just said, right, that's it, put your books down. And we did. We just like put our books down. And she said, I've made a decision. We're all having bean bags instead of chairs. And I was like, no way is this happening. This was the biggest thing ever. I was literally like 12. And for a teacher to turn around and say that, I'm sorry, it's a massive deal. So it didn't end up happening because I think it was going to happen, but either there wasn't enough budget to do it or another teacher disagreed with her, or I don't know. But anyway, it didn't get done, and that was a problem. The teacher came up with some like really cool ideas, but a lot of the stuff couldn't actually be done. So what would happen is we'd get all really excited and hyped up for something and then nothing, just solid silence. But hey, it's the thought that counts, and it was so good. So yeah, she was my favourite teacher. I don't know what I can call her. Mrs. Palm. Let's call her Mrs. Palm. Yeah, she was brilliant. So speaking of teachers though, the teachers that I got on with really well at school tended to be like really creative and sort of shared stuff in common with me, because I like creative stuff. I mean, you may be able to tell by now as I'm decorating a Sims 4 house. Yeah, I do like to be creative. However, this isn't the most creative thing you can do. I also like, painting and drawing and that sort of stuff. But I found that I really got on with the teachers at school that were creative and, were very artsy and stuff like that. And like, I found it really difficult to sit through classes and just write or just look at a board. And I'd find that the teachers that I didn't get on with so much, I think there were only, there was one teacher, no, two, but it wasn't like a big thing. It wasn't like an arch nemesis sort of thing. It was just, okay, we have differences and that's it. And that's fine, you can. That was mainly because they taught in a different way to what I would have liked, but that's fine too. I've got to just get on with it. It's school, for goodness sake. Like, I'm sorry, I can't be 12 years old and dictating to the teachers how to teach, but everyone learns a different way and that's just how it is. But yeah, so going on to like weird teacher stories, because, well, some of you enjoy the weird stories that I share, and I haven't got like that many weird teacher stories. Maybe if I have like a proper think about it, then I will. But just one right off the top of my head, and I think I've mentioned this before, but just like not into that much detail, but I think this is such a good story, honestly. So basically what happened was, well, to begin with, it was like a curse. that is a heck of a note to begin with. However, we had science, so we had like chemistry, biology and physics, and I was like 13 at the time. This was before I moved school, because I actually moved school from when I was 13 or 14 to a different school because it had like money problems and stuff like that was going off at the school at that particular point. So it was a good idea for me to move. But what happened was we had so many different science teachers to the point where we would have a new science teacher every single week. Even the substitute had a substitute. Now, I'm not joking. It got so bad, they used up all the local science teachers in the area. They had to do like a call out and it was mad. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but basically we had teachers that would get ill, teachers that would take time off for some reason, teachers that had a breakdown, got stressed. For some reason, the science teachers just never lasted. It just made no sense. It was like a curse, honestly. It was like someone walked in one day and was like, no science teachers for you, that's it. So we ended up having a lot of other teachers cover the topics. Like, for instance, my history teacher was covering science and stuff like that. Anyway, so what happens is we have this teacher and he was really quiet and really timid. And I'm going to call him Mr. Grave, because this has context. Believe me, later on in the story, you'll understand why. Well, Mr. Grave was a really nice man, really timid, and also very sort of nervous, I guess. I remember one time he came into the class and he had like these really long legs. It probably still does. However, He comes in and he just trips straight over the overhead projector and then apologizes to it. So laughing with him, not at him, because he was a very sweet man and I'm sure that he would have found it funny too. It was funny. But Mr. Grave, lovely guy, did things like that, just funny things. You don't apologize to objects. You just don't do it. Funny though. So what happens is Mr. Grave just randomly out the blue, and this is what happens, he got jury service. So jury service, for those of you that may not know, and I really don't know about it to be honest, but apparently it's like when you get called to go and look at a court case and you go away for a little bit of time. It could be a couple of days, could be a couple of weeks, could be a couple of months, depending on how long it is. And it's just like random members of the public that do that. So that's exciting. And to be fair, I'd actually quite like to do that. I wish that you could sign something to say, actually, I'd really love to do this, because I would particularly like to do that. I'd be solving the crime. I'd be going way overboard, like, no, you didn't. He's fine before he leaves. Nice, timid. I mean, he was never like a shouty teacher or anything like that. We just let us get on with it and we just did the work for him. So anyway, he comes back after about 4 to 6 weeks. I can't remember like the exact time frame, but it was a pretty long time. And he's changed, honestly. I don't know what that jury service did to him, but Mr. Grave was a changed man, I swear to you. It was like conspiracy. Someone replaced Mr. Grave, honestly, that was it. So before he was a really nice little quiet teacher. After this jury service, he was just emotionless, just completely. And I remember going to class and feeling quite like frightened, I think, because everyone was. Because what would happen is he'd be just completely cool and then he would just snap. And he didn't just snap, he would go mad. Like someone dropped a pencil and he was like, right, that's it, pick that pencil up right now. I'm done with you. And this was crazy. So, I mean, it was, you get like those really strict teachers. Well, he turned into one of those, just a really sort of on the edge, strict teacher who would just burst out into, stop that, do this, do that thing. Anyway, we only had 2 lessons with him after the jury service. And I remember the last lesson I ever had with him, and this is mad. So if you can beat this with another experience, then let me know below, because honestly, I don't know what can beat this, possibly. This is the weirdest homework I've ever had, ever discussed. It's weird. So what happens is we're in class and everything's going fine. And Mr. Graves sets us some homework. It's like, well, after class, after chemistry. So weirdest homework, comment below. Like, what's the weirdest homework you've ever been set? Or weirdest homework that you can ever think of happening to anyone. So this is what Mr. Grave asked a bunch of 13-year-old girls to do, because we must have been that age, because it was before I left for the other school, so yeah, I was around that kind of age looking back. Mr. Grave asks us to go around graveyards after school and picking off the lime scale or limestone off the graves in a graveyard. That's what he asks us to do for our homework, and then bring it back to him as a gift. No, this is this is really messed up. And I know I laugh, but it's so bad and it's just so teeth grittingly bad that I just have to. It's just awful. And bear in mind as well, it was the middle of winter. So he expected us to do this, no joke, at about 5 p.m. on a winter's day. And the problem is, in the UK, winter, it gets pretty dark here around 5 p.m. So I would have been hopping across those graves at 5 p.m. at night, pretty much. So it would have been dark whilst I was raiding the graveyards doing this weird homework that he set. So obviously I didn't do it. Oh yeah, and he also gave us a day to do it. 1 day. You have 1 day to do this homework. So you either leave school in the pitch black now and go and do it, or you just don't do it and you get detention and you get told off, etc. Anyway, nobody did it. Funnily enough, that happened. So I remember going home and just telling my mum, this is my homework, and she said, yeah, okay, you don't have to do that. So I had a massive smirk on my face when I didn't have to do this homework. But yeah, that was it. That was the last time I ever saw Mr. Grave. So I hope he's okay. I really genuinely do, because he was nice, and I just hope that whatever it was that he had to go through wasn't that bad. But I could imagine some of those cases must get pretty grim, because you have to see all the details and it's involuntary as well. If you're like sensitive to that kind of stuff, it's bad. But anyway, moving on to the bathroom. always finish on that note. Why is the bathroom always the last room that I do? I think it's because it's the least fun room ever. I think I did one good bathroom, and that was in the old-fashioned apartment build that I did. So if you want to see that, that will be probably a few videos back, but I think it's definitely worth a watch. Like, it's a good one. Oh, the bedroom's the last one. Sorry, I do take that back. The bedroom is for just 2 little kids. I thought this was a cute room to do, and I think there was a playroom downstairs, so it made sense to have this. Anyway, it's a really weird layout though for the house, but I did actually intend the layout to be really weird and actually walk through a room to get to another room, just because I don't do that a lot, so it's nice to mix things up a bit, and some people do actually like that kind of layout. But anyway, that is the end of the build. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see all future ones. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.